A new season full of beer starts now. Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to Thungry Thirstday Beer of the Week Season 2. And today, I'm trying Samuel Adams Winter Lager. And as you guys know, Thungry Thirstday Beer of the Week works this way. I try 3 beers out of this 6-pack here. The first beer is my initial impressions of the drink. I will drink this like anybody drinks a normal beer. The second beer here is a full-on chugger. I will let you guys know how fast this stuff goes down on a scale of 1 to 5 in chuggability. Finally, I'll finish it up with the third one being the Reflections beer. Let's get started with the first one here, Samuel Adams Winter Lager. We'll get that later. So, initial impressions, it smells like a lager. I like the color of the bottle. I like the blueness of it, the dark blue of it, the navy blue, whatever you want to call it. It's got a very nice taste to it, though. I can't ever remember trying the winter lager before. I tried one that was called Yuletide or something like that, and there was another one called Old Fezziwig Ale, but as far as this one with the Christmas tree on it, or as most people like to call it, a holiday tree, I don't think I've ever tried this one. So, right here on the box, Samuel Adams was a bold and determined rebel is what it says, and not of. He masterminded the Boston Tea Party and was among one of the first patriots to call for American independence. He united our country in rebellion against the British Empire, those evil people, in pursuit of the American dream. Oh, and he was also known as a brewer. We proudly name our beer after this hero, but that does not tell me about this beer. That just tells me about this. Now, also, one thing, apparently Samuel Adams does not include the description of their beer anymore on the top here. Very, very strange. But one thing that is not strange is the taste of this beer. This is actually pretty good and refreshing. It says this is best before May, so I hope before May you would get rid of all your holiday decorations and Christmassy themed things. It's a little bit of the bubbly variety there. Got a decent bit of a head going on it right now. I'd say a good inch or so of head on this beer. One thing that I don't remember ever seeing before was actually Samuel Adams embeddled, what's the word? Inscribed? It wouldn't be inscribed. There's Samuel Adams written in the glass here, which I have never noticed before. So if that is something new, let me know, because I'm pretty sure it is. Other impressions of the beer are it's very, very smooth. As far as I can see, there is nothing floating in here. It doesn't leave a bitter taste or anything like that. As far as stats go, 12 fluid ounces, 5.6% alcohol by volume, and 22 IBUs. Now, it says on the bottle here, this is lager brewed with orange peel, cinnamon, and ginger. I don't taste the ginger. I don't think I taste the cinnamon. I definitely don't taste the orange. Now, having a beer like Blue Moon, which has orange in it, or orange peel as far as I can remember, I don't really taste the orange in here. The cinnamon, on the other hand, very, very faintly, and ginger, no. I like ginger ale. I really dislike ginger beer. I don't like ginger beer, but this doesn't taste like a ginger beer. This is just a holiday lager. So, as we finish the initial impressions up, it's time to move on to the chugger. I guess another initial impression would be upon opening the bottle. I do like their new logo. I like the shield that they have changed around to with the star, which kind of looks like a fist coming up in the middle of the star. Is that what it is? No, it's a beer glass. It's a beer glass in the middle. It's not the communist symbol for revolt. It is just simply a star with a beer glass in the middle. One thing, too, speaking of glasses that I always found interesting was I saw something once about how Samuel Adams glasses, well, hold on, I think I have one, I'll show you. Never mind, I don't have one. The thing I was going to show you is on the picture, this is a glass like you drink anything out of. Something on the bottom of the glass from a Samuel Adams or a Samuel Adams specific glass apparently has this like patent thing on the bottom, a specific bubble or bump that's supposed to allow for more carbonation or bubbling of the beer, or to keep it at a minimum. I don't know. It was very interesting. I saw that once and I just thought I'd share it with you. Anyways, enough of that. Time to move on to the chugger. Breath of fresh air. 3, 2, 1. Bottoms down. Very cold on the tongue. Oh, it's very, very cold on the tongue. Unlike some other beers that said to enjoy at a specific temperature. I don't know, this doesn't tell me any specific temperature to enjoy it at other than cold. Bubbling up to the top, bubbling in my gut. About halfway done there. Say a third of it left or so. We're getting it down there. It's definitely not the quickest though. And there you have it, other than a little bit of foam. I guess we'll finish the little bit of foam off, but see, on a scale of chuggability 1 to 5, where 1 is not chuggable, 5 is extremely chuggable, this would be a 2. It is not really a beer that you want to chug since it is a darker lager, or personally for me, it is not a beer that I'd prefer to chug. I'd enjoy to sit there sipping it, enjoying it by a fire, looking at your Christmas tree. But in terms of lager, if we were just to rate this on a scale of chuggability for a lager, this would be up there with a 4 or maybe even a 5 if it was maybe a little bit warmer. It was very, very cool on the tongue during the first couple of sips. But there you go. It's a 2 on a scale of regular beer for chuggability, and a 4.5. We'll call it a 4.5 on the scale of lagers for chuggability. And finally, opening the cap on the last one, the final one of today, which is the Reflections beer right here. So the first thing I want to reflect on is that this is from my state. So this is kind of a semi-local beer, even though it's all the way on the other side of the state near Boston. I don't know why I'm holding this. We'll put that down. Secondly, of all the states in New England, I feel like we're missing one. Could it be New Hampshire? Yes, because on this bottle here, it says Iowa, Mass, Vermont, Maine, Connecticut, New York, and Hawaii all get a 5-cent deposit. Mississippi, Oregon is 10%, 10-cent deposit, and Canada, or California, CA, you get a CRV and OK+. That's something I'm not going to hold this bottle there, but that's something please, if someone could decipher this, if it will focus camera, if this will focus right here, somebody decipher what is OK+ mean, like in Oklahoma. What? Do you get something? Do you get something positive for giving this back? In California, I can't imagine they have that many CRVs to be giving out. So, the conclusion is the only state, it took me a minute there to think of that, the conclusion is the only state in New England that doesn't collect a deposit on this is New Hampshire, which is strange. Because you got, well, New Hampshire and Rhode Island are the only two that I don't see on here, right? Yeah. Strange. Anyways, first reflection goes back to the thought that they removed their thing. Because before, half of this top label was basically like the Sam Adams story that you see here on this box, right up at the top. And the other side of the label just basically explained how they came up with this idea of this beer, along with what its ingredients were, what it consists of, and a couple of short, very, very short sentences. Definitely not as short as lager brewed with orange peel, comma, cinnamon, and ginger. That's a little too short. I'd like to hear a story, Samuel Adams, because you, from what I remember, were the ones that really got me on these stories of the beer and how the beer are made, or how beer is made, because every bottle that I used to remember drinking of Samuel Adams had cool descriptions of the beer, cool backstories of Samuel Adams or the brewery on it. Just very sad to see that go. I do, you know, the shield is nice. It is a very clean looking logo, very clean looking bottle. They do, it appears, take some pride in their labeling, because we've seen other beers from other companies where the label's on sideways and they don't care. They just throw it on the six-pack and send it out the door. Taking pride in your work all the way from the start to the end is something that Samuel Adams seems to do regardless of what season it is, what beer they're putting out. Other than that, I feel like May May for a Christmas beer is an extremely long shelf life. Now keep in mind, this is November. When you guys are seeing this, is the last day of November. This is the Wednesday, the day before you're seeing this. I am filming this. And I don't know when it was made. There's no date on here when this was conceived, but it just says it's good till May. And typically from my experience, beer that's around for that long gets a little skunky, so I'm curious to see how these would be in May. Say, May 4th, Star Wars Day. How would Christmas beer be on Star Wars Day? Hopefully not as bad as the Star Wars Holiday Special. With that terrible joke out of the way, that's about it for my reflections on this drink. So, as you guys know, and as you guys may remember from the very first season, I like to end this out with some numbers here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely am I to get this beer again based on everything that I told you up to this point in time, and also the price, which I didn't tell you, which was $9.84 for this 6-pack, semi-affordable. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely am I to pick this up again? 1 is I wish this was never on the shelf to begin with, and 10 is every single time I want a beer or an alcoholic beverage, I'm going to go to this. In terms of winter beer, I'd say this one gets a very, very strong 8. If not higher. I think this would be a great beer to enjoy if, say, you were outside cutting down a Christmas tree, outside picking out a Christmas tree from a Christmas tree lot, outside having a fire, maybe even cleaning those gutters because it hasn't yet snowed yet where you live. I think this is a good beer for that occasion. I do like Samuel Adams. They do put out a very good beer. There has probably been 1 or 2 beers out of all of the Samuel Adams beers that I have tried before that I did not enjoy. Their quality is consistent. The ingredients seem to be consistent even though they do advertise them and I personally cannot taste them, but what's the big deal with that, you might say? I don't know, but if you put it there, I'd like a little bit of a taste of it. If you say you're going to come over with McDonald's French fries and you bring me just a hamburger from McDonald's, I'm going to want those French fries. Anyways, continuing on, how likely am I to recommend this on a scale of 1 to 5 to a friend to you because you are my friend? 1 is not really likely to recommend this. 5 is extremely likely to recommend this. Like, you should go out tomorrow or tonight or whenever you're watching this and pick this up to try it later. 1 to 5. We're going to give this one a 5. Doesn't matter if you celebrate Christmas, doesn't matter if you celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, any of those holidays. This is a good beer to have this time of year. Even if you don't really like lagers, I recommend picking this up because this is kind of a lighter side of the lagers. But as I finish this beer up, that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've ever tried Samuel Adams Winter Lager before, let me know by commenting down in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions for future uploads or future episodes of Thungry Thirstday Beer of the Week, let me know what those are in the comment section as well. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow for Free For All Friday. Peace.